this is going to get bad. I interviewed an author named Michelle De La Garza. She's been a published author for about a year and a half now. She'll be a published author for about 2 years in April. She has a pseudonym, April A. Luna, for her adult fiction. She writes young adult novels, and she writes what she called steamy adult novels. She wasn't going to write them steamy, but her publisher told her that she should do steamy because it sells. And so she writes under the name April A. Luna because her first book that she wrote, Truth or Consequences, her first full-length novel was called Truth or Consequences, and she wrote that in April under a moon. I'm quoting at some of this stuff. It's a little cheesy every now and then, but it's understandable. And so...
Where does she live?
She lives here in San Antonio. I have her address and such, but I'm not giving that away. She doesn't want me to.
You don't have to.
Right. And so I have her address because I'm saying the thank you letter and etc.
Good.
And so she works at home. She writes typically from 10 to 12 hours every day, including 16 hours on very heavy edits. And so she pretty much just stays locked away in her office, which has a chalkboard with words called her hit list on words not to use, like told, and I can't remember a lot of them said. Words you really shouldn't use, you should find better words for, like feel and etc. She has a desk named Fred that she wrote a play about, which was interesting to me. Have you heard about that? A desk play? Oh no, man. If you haven't told or can't
What
tell,
advice did she give you for writing?
that is something I really want to quote because, once again, cheesy, but I love it. I asked her what tips she has for aspiring writers and such, like the most important skills you should have. And she said, aside from the standard writing skills, grammar, spelling, punctuation, and syntax, an author must combine a healthy helping of self-control and a pinch of self-discipline with a dash of organization, blended with a heavy dusting of perseverance. Very nice words of choice. I said that wrong. I understand. Let's see. She also...
How'd she get her start, though? Has she always been a writer?
She's... writing has been a hobby of hers since she was 12, but around her early 40s, her daughter started to get into writing more, and so that kind of rekindled her passion for it and such. And so she completed a bachelor's degree that doesn't matter at all because she's an author, and it was in business and such. It helps her understand what's going on, but she took creative writing courses, and she goes to... writing workshops and such with her daughter, who wants to become an editor and junk.
So does she make a living as a writer? If she's published...
As far as I am understanding it, she does make a living as a writer. Even though her books are only at ebooks right now, she's going to have them printed in 2015 spring. I said that wrong again. I understand.
But I actually sat on a plane next to a woman whose best friend is a published author just via ebooks, and she makes a living just through ebooks.
Well, she apparently can complete 5 to 7 novels a year. She can write 10,000 to 12,000 words a day. She locks herself in her room. Her family has to pretty much get her out of her room by tempting her with donuts and bread, because that's her kryptonite. So they'll come into her room, just wave it around, and then lure her downstairs so she won't forget to eat. Because she gets so consumed with her work because she cares about it and such. She doesn't really go out as much because she has some very severe allergies that will cause a larynx or whatever. It's someone with a peanut allergy and such. She can't really go out to places, but when she does, she kind of sees people, gets new character ideas in her head and etc.
Any other advice?
She also
sounds like she has a husband though too, right?
Yes.
So she has someone who puts a roof over her head.
Her husband, like, because I've known them since first grade, I just haven't spoken to them in quite a long time. I remember him looking as Danny DeVito. That's why I remember him looking as. And apparently a lot of people think that as well. But she also recommends that an author or a writer like finds a critique partner with different strengths in writing, so that when you're writing, they can look at your work and see what you're not doing to your fullest potential. Yeah. She also says, if you can, that you should shadow an editor to see what editors are looking for in works and like what needs to be changed and what needs to be done as you write. Yeah.
15 seconds.
She used to work at Dairy Queen, and they used to make the ice cream or the gravy out of other ice cream, like dripped ice cream. There, that's how you end that, right?
That was memorable.